Hello, everyone. Welcome to Project 24. I'm Adrian. I hope everyone's having a good day. It's Sunday afternoon. Lots of things happening in the world the last few couple of days in sports and overall economics, I guess you could say too. We'll get to that in a second, but I just want to talk about the big trade, the Saturday night blockbuster trade that happened last night in the NFL. That was oh my God, I couldn't believe that. With Stafford going to the Rams for Jared Goff, a bunch of picks. So the exact deal is Stafford to the Rams exchange for two first rounders, a third round pick, and Jared Goff. So two former first overall picks being traded. That's pretty awesome. Man, that trade's gonna be good for both teams, I think. Personally, I think the Rams got the upgrade at quarterback. Matthew Stafford's a way better quarterback than Jared Goff. Jared Goff's really overrated and he's kind of garbage. So, but I mean, never mind though. A change of scenery could actually be beneficial for him, maybe. Nothing wrong with that. He's got Kenny Galladay there in Detroit. I mean, the Rams. Sorry, not the Rams. The Lions have four first round picks in the next 2 years, so they can build some good offense with that if they're really managed properly. I know they got a new coach and a new GM. I think recently, I think the Lions hired the coach, but hopefully they're managed properly this time. And I think if they give Jared Goff the tools, maybe he can be successful. I mean, he showed potential before his first couple of years with the Rams there, but uh, can't really win the big game and hasn't really done really much since he got that huge contract. So that's not bad. But I think the Rams obviously are in a win now situation, obviously. So I think they got the best quarterback in the trade. They haven't had a first round pick since 2016 since they drafted Jared Goff. So that's a little bit tough with Brandon Cooks trade and the Jalen Ramsey trades. Those two trades, they traded a bunch of first rounders. So they taken risks, but I mean they're still pretty good considering. So that's not too bad. I think I mean the Rams have to win before Stafford either leaves LA, maybe goes elsewhere, or he retires. So they're kind of in a win now scenario. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. I think that was a good trade for both teams. Personally, I think the Rams might have given up a little bit too much, but I mean, hey, you want to win a Super Bowl now, you got to do what you got to do. So I also wanted to give a kind of a weird, not really weird, but different thing. But the Vegas Golden Knights have their new AHL affiliate, the Henderson Silver Knights, and I gotta give a shout out to those guys over there. I think in Paradise, Nevada, where they're playing at. But those jerseys and those uniforms are fucking amazing. I am a huge fan of those uniforms. I just had to give them a shout out with those chrome helmets. I'll post a picture of them on the socials on Twitter and Instagram there. But my God, they looking pretty freaking sweet there. Gotta give a shout out to that team. Hopefully, they're gonna tag them. Hopefully, they reply. I definitely gotta buy a jersey one of these days, maybe when I have enough money. But yeah, that's some pretty cool stuff there, though. Um, yeah, there's a bit a lot going on. I don't know. Oh, I don't know if you guys heard about the. Oh, I mean, I think everybody knows now. It's Sunday afternoon, but it happened I think Wednesday morning, Thursday morning. I think it was. It was can't believe it. With Robinhood, the investing app. So, first of all, that is really disgusting what they thought they can get away with there. I'm gonna probably go on a bit of a rant in a bit, but so basically, I'm gonna explain this in as simple terms as possible for people that maybe don't really know what happened. I mean, I wasn't really sure what happened either. I'm still learning about the stock market. The stock market's very complex. I'm kind of learning more as the days go on. I kind of like to educate myself in that area because it's a pretty interesting area. I want to invest, but when I see shit like this that happened the other fucking day, it kind of scares me a little bit. So basically, to make it for the GameStop stocks, by the way, for to be even more specific. But anyways, um, to put it into the simplest terms as possible that I could even think of. So basically, there was a group of people on Reddit that were getting together. They got together and they decided, hey, let's buy GameStop stocks in the stock market because they're like maybe I think they were like under $10 a piece. They're like $5-6 a piece. They're really cheap. And yeah, let's buy them all. Let's buy a shit ton of them so it drives the price up of them. Eventually, when we want to sell or trade, we make money, right? And obviously, with the stock market, when there's more activity in the stock, it's obviously going to drive the price. More buying and more activity is obviously going to drive the price up of the stocks. So um, a lot of these Wall Street goons, fucking assholes. Yes, I'm gonna call them goons because they're pieces of shit, and they fucking sure as hell proved it the other day. But they saw the activity and they saw the people making money, and they weren't making the money, and they were pissed off. So they stopped all buying and selling of GameStop and AMC. I think there was a few other companies, but those were the two biggest ones that were had a lot of activity and a lot of action that day. I can't believe. Oh my God, that is so disgusting. Like honestly, these people, these are just regular people like you and I that are just want to make money because right now it's hard with the COVID pandemic going on. It's hard to make money. Maybe a lot of these people are out of jobs and hey, you gotta eat. Everyone's gotta eat, man. So and these piece of shit Wall Street assholes, fucking elitist pieces of shit, they stopped all the trading, and that's because they're not making money. When these people are doing the same techniques that these Wall Street goons have been doing for decades, these Wall Street goons have been buying the cheap stocks and raising the price so they make like they're literally doing the same thing they've been doing, but just because they're not making money they're getting upset now, and it's like only they can make the money and not the smaller guy or the average Joe. Only the elitists can make the money. Like it's unbelievable what's going on in this fucking world right now. It makes me so angry how just regular people cannot are losing so much opportunity for anything to open up business, to even god damn it, you can't even free market stocks. You can't even buy them anymore. Like what, think about it, guys. Like what is going on with this fucking world right now? Like what is going on? It's it just worries me for my generation and the generation after us. I mean, a lot of the 2000 kids are just starting their, school and trying to figure out their careers and their lives. And when there's not going to be any opportunity for any of us, like it fucking scares me when you can't even trade stocks anymore because these elitist pieces of shit are not making money and they're getting pissed off. Robinhood, the freaking Vlad, that stupid bitch face looking fucking bitch ass. I want to punch that guy in the face, bro. I would literally go if I ever saw that guy in public, I would spit in his face. He looks like a fucking bitch boy. But and now he's like going caving in. He's like apologizing and nah, bro. You got caught. You don't feel bad what you did. You don't feel bad about what you did, bro. You just got caught and now you're fucking caving. You son of a bitch. Anyways, another thing too, I want to say one thing about this whole thing with I was saying about the elite is this is guys like again, this is just me being real. I don't like to bring politics to my content anymore. This is a little discreet call. Like we're very divided politically. Obviously, the left and the right are extremely divided. And right now, this is not a left versus right thing. This is a populist versus elitist thing that's going on. The elitists are trying to kill us, or like not kill us, sorry, kill our wallets, yes, but ruin our lives so we don't make any more money. So we're all just slaves to the elitists. And guys, we got to stop thinking this right versus left thing because it's not like that anymore. It's populist versus elitists, and it's pretty crazy how Vlad from Robinhood caused Congress to actually unite for once. Uh, you get AOC, Alexandria Ocasio Cortez, and Ted Cruz agreeing on something like that is wow. I mean, it's good that both sides are agreeing that there's like obviously this is absolutely disgusting. I'm happy to see that both sides are agreeing on something and want to come together. And even people on both sides, even Donald Trump Jr. and AOC both agree on the same thing. Like that's crazy. Um, but again, I don't care about that. It's happy to see that people on both sides are starting to realize like that they're sniffing bullshit, right? And you can't bullshit the bullshitter, right? So I mean, that's what I mean, guys. Don't like, it's enough of this left versus right thing. Like it's not like this anymore. It's we got to come together, just us regular people that work our jobs and working class people and middle class, maybe upper middle class people that aren't the elitists. We all got to come together and we got to start fighting against these assholes because it's just gonna get fucking worse and worse. So, um, anyways, I just wanted to talk about that. Talk about GameStop and AMC, the stock market there. Personally, Wall Street, you guys can all fucking burn in hell for all I care. You guys are pieces of shit that have been fucking ripping people off for decades. I really hope if you guys were on the edge of a cliff and you need help, I'd probably step on your hand. So you guys can seriously go to fucking hell. But also like another thing too. I mean, this is not really political. This is more like uh something I've noticed actually the last couple of years since like minimum wage starts going up. But and even the last, not even just so much since the oh my God, tongue twister, minimum wage went up, but it's even before that. But technology is really going to start killing the middle class. Um, man, I think most people see this, and technology is going to eventually take over a lot of our jobs. It's already starting in the postal business. Like, back then, you'd send letters to people, and obviously Uh, you know, uh, now you can just email somebody in the snap of a finger. You could text somebody something or whatever it is, or message them on Facebook, and that's it. It's so convenient and so efficient, right? And you can get the message to right away. So the efficiency, yes, and even like you go to like the retail stores now too, and fast food. You see a lot of the kiosks there replacing cashiers, and I mean, yeah, like you're not futures and even online retail. I tell you, the e-commerce is literally the one thing keeping the post office alive. And a lot of these like postal services, like like UPS or USPS in the states, there DHL. It's the e-commerce that's keeping these guys alive. So there is some good to it, but I mean, they are killing a lot of jobs too. It sucks, but I mean, this is the future. Like check technology. Technology is going to take over. It's already, I mean, it's already taking over. I mean, we need it in terms of where we are in our lives now and where we are as a society where everything's technology based now, right? There's some reason environmentally, I understand, you want to save paper, which is good. I'm not saying we got to take care of the environment. It's a good thing. Stop killing this earth because a lot of people are. So, even like, yeah, like, I don't know. General labor too, sorry. General labor is another one I talk about. I've heard some warehouses around the world. They literally have like robots like doing all their like general labor work now. And again, it's more efficient for companies now. A lot of these big companies are gonna be like, why am I gonna pay somebody $15 an hour and pay them lunch breaks when I can just have a robot work all day or a machine, sorry, not really a robot, a machine working all day, no breaks, and that's it. I don't have to pay them, right? So it's the whole we have I don't know. Um it's good to have technology, but it is kind of killing the workforce and the working class. It's a little bit worrisome, but I mean, I don't know. We'll see how it goes in the future. Uh yeah, I mean, I don't know if you guys heard about who's fucking Nolan Arenado on getting traded to the Cardinals. That was a pretty big trade too. They agreed on a trade, but I don't know if anything's gone down yet. But let me just take a look here. It's basically they agreed on a trade. Like I don't think players have been moved around, players or money have been moved around yet. But it's basically Nolan did agree to the trade, so it's pretty big in many ways. Yeah. So I mean Nolan Arenado is the best third baseman in the world, in the world right now. This might be a bit of a hot take. I think a lot of people would agree with me on that though. But um, yeah, no, Arenado's nasty. I've always loved that guy. No, he's got such clean hands and he does it so well. So no, I'm happy for him. Maybe go to a team that it's usually a playoff contender every year. For a player of his caliber, you want to see him play for the good team, the best teams, maybe, and even contend. Obviously, Colorado was failing to build around him. I don't know. The Rockies have always been kind of shit. I don't know what their problem is, but no, I'm happy for Nolan. Maybe get a change of scenery there too, and yeah, no, I'm happy for him. Hopefully, the Cardinals, the trade actually goes through. Maybe there's something about prospects that the Cards don't want to give up, like their number one prospect. I'm seeing here. Oh, the Cardinals will keep their number one prospect, third baseman Nolan Gorman, Jordan Walker. Okay, well, we'll see. Yeah, again, that they're still working out the trade, but they agree. He agreed to the trade. It's just a matter of what's going around. So yeah, no, I mean, there's lots of news. Um, I don't know. I was seeing this report. Apparently, Darren Dreger said the other day, I think on TSN Radio, I think it was. I mean, I'm not really surprised about two out of the three of the people in this. But obviously the Pittsburgh Penguins are headed in like a very like downward spiral right now. They're not playing really great hockey like they used to. I mean, they don't have much. Like I was talking about with the Jim Rutherford trade. I think it was the last episode. I think it was the last episode. Yeah, and a lot of his trades is kind of dug holes for them in their minor league affiliates, and they don't really have much depth in the prospect pool. So, and they don't have really much up front either on their team right now. And they might go and rebuild again, which I mean I think is the right thing to do. I mean, hey, they won what, like 3 cups? Yeah, 3 cups since '06, since '09. Yeah, 3 cups in like the last 12 years, you'd say 11 years. So I mean, hey, they had their time with that core. They've had lots of players going in and out of that team since. But no, I think it's time for them to maybe think of maybe starting to rebuild because they don't got much in the prospect pool right now, and it's looking pretty thin there in Pittsburgh. So I've been Darren Dreger said something about possibly them trading Crosby, which I mean, I'm not really surprised. But Crosby, Malkin, Letang were the three big, because obviously those are like the vets that have been there since the beginning. Those are the three vets that have been there since the beginning. So it's not really surprising to me. So yeah, apparently they might get their names floated around if they miss the playoffs this year. I think even if it's another early exit, like last year when Montreal beat them in that playing round. I think if it's another early exit too, I think they're done. They're probably going to trade them. I think like Malkin has like 1 year left on his deal, so it would be smart to trade him now before he becomes a free agent. Crosby's still got quite a bit of time, I think, on his contract. He's not. Still got a couple years, and Letang too. I mean, if I'm Pittsburgh, I again might be a little bit of a hot take, but honestly, at this point, trade the three of them. Trade the three of them in the offseason if they another short playoff run, or even if they don't make the playoffs. I heard even Crosby might even have a meeting with new management to see what his future's like there. So that's pretty fucking interesting. But they got to do it. You know why? Because so many teams in the past in the NHL have held on to their stars too long, and they have gotten fucking nothing for them. Like I think personally, I think Calgary with Iginla, they waited way too long to trade him, and they didn't really get much in return for him. Not really substantial amount to like start a rebuild. Back then, it was 2013, I think it was. They didn't even end up trading them. Personally, I think the Canucks should have traded the Sedin twins when they could have, when they were still in their prime. I know that's a big hot take, but they were not really in a good position anymore. They were kind of team was starting to falter. They should have traded them, I think, 2014, 2015 when they were kind of starting to fall. Well, 15 they made the playoffs, but weren't a great team. So, one of those years they missed the playoffs that I don't exactly remember which years, but they should have traded them before they retired. Personally, they would have been better off. The freaking package they would have gotten for them would have been unfucking real. So again, that's another one of my hot takes. But I think personally, if Crosby's available, even Malkin, Crosby and Malkin are going to be those two players that every team in the league is going to probably give an offer for them. Like I literally mean every team. Now, mind you, there's most teams, a lot of teams may not be like super aggressive for him because they already have their star players and their cores, right? Already set. But you might get the odd teams that are going to go all in for him. Personally, if I know I'm going by my Montreal narrative, but it's my team, so I'm going to just go with my point of view there. But with Montreal, honestly, I would give up, a prospect like Cole Caulfield or even Kotkaniemi. Honestly, I go as far as that. Or Suzuki, I don't know, because Suzuki's the more of the future first line center for this team. So a little bit iffy about that. I mean, again, Crosby, I don't care. Crosby's still a superstar. He'll make any team good that he goes to. Doesn't matter who. He'll make them good if he gets traded. If. It's a big question. If. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. That's gonna be tough. That's a tough. Pittsburgh, the Penguins are in a really tough position. A lot of those players from their cup runs are gone now. That whole HBK line is gone. A lot of the guys on their D are gone. Kunitz is gone, obviously, but he left to play like after 2017, I think. I think he went to Chicago or something like that. But Matt Cullen, I think, is retired now. Obviously, he's old, but he was a great role player for them during those cup runs. He played really well. That guy was always a good playoff performer, though. Matt Cullen. I remember him Carolina. He was great too. He won the cup with them. He played some good hockey for them too. Good penalty killer and good bottom six guy, I think, if correct at the time. But yeah, no, that's crazy. When I heard Drager say that could possibly happen, like I was like, wow, we're getting to that point where Crosby might get traded. What the fuck's going again? What the fuck is going on with this fucking world? But yeah, no, that's good shit though, man. If he gets wherever he gets traded to, man, that's gonna make them so much better. And I know he's 34, but he's still like, I mean, he's peaked already. He's already peaked. Him and Malkin and Letang, they've all peaked. And yeah, I don't know. That's gonna be a tough one. Letang's gonna be a harder one to move. Letang's probably like has the least value out of all of them. He's getting old. He's getting older too, and his decline's already started. He's had injury history, like a lot of injuries. He's had trouble staying healthy over the years. I used to love Letang though back in the day. When he was like that great puck moving defense. He's still good. Don't get me wrong, but like that good puck moving defenseman who would take the puck up the middle and most of the time would score. Right, good speed and great hands. I used to love him on that team back then. Malkin's still one of my favorite players, though. I gotta say, Gino's another one I would love to have on my team. And again, he still produces great numbers too for his age. He's going to be 35 this year, I think, or he's already 35 or something like that. Yeah, I think he's already 30. But either way, he's still good for his age. Yeah, I mean, those guys are going to definitely bring in a good bunch of returns. So Pittsburgh's management is smart. I mean, you got to do it at this point. They got nothing. They literally have nothing in their prospect pool. Like Rutherford again, won cups for them, did a lot of good things, made a lot of good trades, but fuck man, it did a number on their prospect pool. It did a number. and replacing a lot of these guys that they were good players for them in the past. It's going to be hard. It's been hard, obviously. They've had trouble substantially. They've had a lot of trouble, but Jason Zucker, yeah, was another good trade they made last year. It was a good, excuse me, a good player for them. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. I think the Pittsburgh got a lot of big decisions to make with new management coming in. Personally, I think if they miss the playoffs, I think Mike Sullivan's gone too. They've been saying that he's on the hot seat. Excuse me. They're saying that he's on the hot seat. So yeah, we'll see with that. Yeah, let's see. Some interesting thing I heard last night. A couple of interesting things. I think Friedman said these fairly Victor Mete wants out of Montreal. That was a report from yesterday. Apparently his agent said something, but Bergevin was denying it. But apparently it's been confirmed that he did ask for a trade. So I don't know. Mete was looked out to be like this good puck moving defenseman. He's quick on his feet. Like he's got tools to be good, but he's not going to be anything really amazing. I mean, his size obviously doesn't really help. He's not very physical. He's good moving the puck. He skates really, really well. He's quick. Like my goodness gracious, he's really quick. But puck moving, he's not bad. He's moves the puck decently. He's like doesn't really score a lot of goals though. Obviously, for a guy who you maybe think is maybe a puck moving defenseman or a two-way defenseman, you could say. He's not really gritty or tough or anything. Smaller defenseman, but I mean, he'd be a good asset on any team. And I mean, obviously, Montreal's blue line right now is very, 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 very clogged up right now. So I wonder what's going to happen there. Bergevin grants him his wish. I mean, he's out of his entry level deal now. So I mean, I'm pretty sure he's out of his entry level deal. So I mean, realistically, they could trade him. It'd be easier to trade him. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard when you got guys. You got Sherratt, you got Kulak, Romanov now is obviously was phenomenal. Petrie, Weber, obviously. It's a lot of good players on that blue line. They're going to obviously be above Mete, so he hasn't really played much. Yeah, I don't know. And Sam Bennett too. Sam Bennett apparently asked for a trade out of Calgary. He wants to change his scenery. That is a guy, I mean, obviously did not live up to his draft status at third overall. So it happens. Hey, he still makes things happen. He's a good playoff performer. Last year in the bubble, he played really well. I would take him personally. I would if the asking price isn't too high. I would take Sam Bennett. I've loved Sam Bennett since his days back in the Kingston Frontenacs. I know it's a bit of a crazy comparison, but this is what he was looked up to at the time. He played just like Doug Gilmour, and I saw that in him, and I just fell in love with him since. He again scores goals, has great hands, skill, grit, great defensive awareness, good on both sides of the puck, and he fights. He can fucking knock a couple of guys if he has to as well. No, he's again if he didn't really live up. Obviously, didn't live up to his draft status, third overall, but he's still a good impact player that makes an impact on any team. I would take him in a heartbeat. Personally, I would take him in a heartbeat. So hopefully, maybe Bergevin sees if a trade is fit. But I mean, the Habs team right now looks really good. Even maybe they don't even really need Sam Bennett, but he would definitely be an upgrade on their bottom six. He'd be pretty nice. You could put him on the penalty kill, maybe even on the power play, leave him around the net, let him kind of buzz around the net. He gets those loose pucks scrolling around, and yeah, no, he would be a great pickup. I have again always been a fan of Sam Bennett. Hopefully they can trade him. Hopefully Bergevin goes after him. We'll see though. I don't know. See what his contract is, and obviously the Habs are a little bit more tied up on the cap now because they spent a lot of money, which is no problem with that because look how good they're playing. Even though last night was a bit of a fucking frustrating game, and I'm gonna fucking snap in a few minutes about that. But yeah, no, the Habs. I remember a few years ago, the Habs. Everyone was even me. I'm like, what the fuck is Bergevin doing, sitting on all this cap space and just not doing shit? Like for like maybe 3 years. 2018, I think, was when they started retooling, trading a bunch of players, trading some players and making cap space. Obviously they tried making a pitch for Tavares. He didn't want to go, and it's fine though. Whatever. Toronto was his choice the whole time. Which, I mean, long term, I don't think that contract's gonna really do them any good. It's been hard to. It's my whole thing with NHL players asking for more than $10 million. It's already proven that it's not good, because the cap is not like how it is in the NFL or even baseball. Like, again, you can't go over the cap and pay luxury tax, right? NHL, it's like you got to be cap compliant and that's it. You can't be too low under the cap and you can't be too high over it, obviously, else you're fucked. You can't do it shit. Like right now, it's showing that. Look at Edmonton. Edmonton's another team where two players tie their whole fucking salary cap and they can't build around them because they're asking for, again, McDavid makes like what, like $12 million. Like, I mean, he is worth that. I mean, that game last night against Toronto, my God, every time he plays Toronto, he just fucking lights the lamp. Guy's unbelievable. But it's just proving like you can't have two or three players tying down your cap like that because you can't build around them. I mean, I know you can say about Carey Price. I know he asked for 10 million, but like, look, Bergevin has done a good job of managing the cap around him and his big contract. Well, him and Weber. I mean, Weber wasn't a Bergevin. His contract was Philly with that huge ass offer sheet, which I think Nashville couldn't fucking hated Philly for that. The owner was pissed off, but they kind of had no choice there. They would have lost Suter and Weber that summer. That would have been awful. But no, I'm telling you, like Bergevin's done a good job managing their cap, especially with like those two big contracts. The fact that they have like efficient contracts too, like team friendly ones. Like even Gallagher's is pretty team friendly. Petrie too. Those guys, again, they're making a lot of money, but again, a lot of the guys are Toffoli's contract is pretty team friendly. I thought he would have gotten more from other teams because, Tyler Toffoli, big name, he's won a Stanley Cup, 25, 30 goal scorer on most years. But no, they've done a good job managing the cap for this team. Bergevin, like I said, always giving credit to him now, much as I used to hate him before. But no, he's done a great job with this team managing the cap and putting talent on this team, building talent on this team through the draft, even some of the trades he's made over the years. The Petrie trade is still, I think, Petrie trade and the Romanov trade with Chicago with that pick. Deneau and yeah, Philip Deneau and the pick that ends up being Romanov for Dale Weiss and Thomas Fleischmann. Although Weiser, I love you, buddy, but yeah, no, that was obviously Chicago was in a kind of win now mode and gave up the assets, and they both really didn't do much for them. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think he's done a good job the last little while. Subban trade, and again, I'll admit when I'm wrong. I'll admit when I'm wrong, but obviously I think I made it known on this podcast too. I hated the Subban trade at first. A lot of people, a lot of my hockey friends know too. I fucking hated that trade, but long term, I mean, Subban's not even with Nashville anymore. So I mean, Montreal wins that trade by default. I mean, I know Nashville did get some good value out of him, but he became expendable at a certain point. They wanted to trade him and make room for Matt Duchene, which I don't know if that was really the right. I mean, I love Matt Duchene. Yeah, I mean, he fits pretty well in Nashville, but I don't know if that was really the right decision because I don't know what it is in Nashville with centers. They always trade for them or they sign them and like they never really perform to what they're supposed to. Like, I don't know. Like, it's weird. Brian Johansson at first looked really good. But like look at the trade long term. Columbus got like so much better with Seth Jones, and Seth Jones is one of the best defensemen in the league right now. And Johansson's good, but he's not not doing what he not to where like the point where he should be, you know. He was looking like it earlier, like maybe 2016, 2017, when, you know, Nashville was cup contender. He was looking like it, but now it's just after he got the contract, it just went down the shitter. So now we'll see. Nashville's another team. I kind of like the Preds too. Kind of like the players they have. I do like Johansson. I do like Duchesne, but they're underperforming. Last year, I don't think Duchesne really had a great season for what he was being paid for. But I think he can turn around. So another interesting one too. Tony DeAngelo. I saw this morning he got put on waivers by the New York Rangers. There, I was kind of surprised about that one. Um, I know hockey Twitter can't fucking hates Tony DeAngelo. Like they literally made a fucking account about him. Like they made a fucking burner account about him. Like, or not a burner, but like a hate account. It's ridiculous. Fucking hate. Probably not gonna like what I'm gonna say here, guys, but the fact that hockey Twitter like hates DeAngelo just because he has a different opinion than you, it's like seriously, like grow the fuck up. Like because he has a different opinion than you, political opinion. It's like grow the fuck up, seriously. There's players in the NHL that have different political views than me, and I don't fucking hate them. I still like them. I don't care about their political views. Like that's their choice to have, okay? Like if they're, you know, if they disagree with what I think, then who fucking cares? Like seriously, we're all entitled to our own opinions. Like fuck. But I don't know. I saw this report. It might have been from like a Rangers journalist. Let's see here. Also, this one just comes along as really weird because he was ranked among fourth. He was fourth ranked in points for a defenseman the 2019-2020 season. So last year. Uh so let's see. Ryan Mead, I don't know, might be a journalist, I think. He's like nothing confirmed, but the leading rumors on Tony DeAngelo from around the league is that Tony instigated an altercation after last night's game. A bigger player, quote unquote, retaliated, and that the Rangers have had enough. I was looking through the comment section of this tweet, and it might have been Georgiev, the goalie, or Jacob Trouba. People think that's just the opinion. We don't know. I know the Rangers again. I know the Rangers have been fed up. Not really fed up, but they've been pretty pissed off with him about his whole. Because I don't know if you guys know, on Twitter he was pretty controversial, fighting with fans about politics. It's kind of entertaining, actually. I used to kind of sit back and watch. And yeah, so I know the Rangers weren't really happy with him for a while with his social media controversies, especially more so Twitter. Yeah, I don't know. I think they found a burner account of his too. They found a burner account because he got off Twitter because because of President Trump obviously got censored. His account got removed, censored, and he went on a full rant on Twitter, and then he just deleted his account after. So, and then he went on Parler, which is one of those other apps, and team wasn't happy about that. So I mean, I don't think they've been really happy with him for a while. So yeah, this burner account. It's looking like it's him, to be honest. Oh, because he doesn't tweet during the games apparently. Like, since being hacked. Yeah, honestly, I think it's him. To be honest, like I think this is him. It sounds like him how he would talk, but still no proof. But I mean, it started. Apparently, he doesn't tweet during the games. He doesn't tweet a lot, actually, to be completely honest. But on this burner account, but it's kind of funny. But yeah, I don't know. He that's an interesting one. I mean, he's horrible defensively. I'll go out first and say that. I like him as a player. He's moves the puck really well. He had like what a 5 point game last year, like 5 goal game was it? I don't remember. Something like crazy like that. He is having a great season last year, and now he's just a waiver claim. Um, he's been proved. He showed that he can be a pretty serviceable player in the league. Again, obviously he's awful defensively. I've seen a lot of his clips. He gets burned on a lot of them. He's just an offensive defenseman. Good shot, good hands, good good puck moving skills, but can't really do much aside from that. But hey, teams, I know he's not very popular around the league. Even I know he's had problems with Jacob Trouba, his teammate there. I think I saw them clash on Twitter about politics. So there's probably something going on in that Rangers dressing room that we don't know about. But yeah, he's not very liked around in the hockey Twitter world. But seriously, like, just because of politics, it's like, grow the fuck up, guys. Seriously, come on. Man, I don't know. I don't know if Habs fans or just hockey fans in general that was watched. Where if you guys watched that Habs and Flames game last night, did you guys see that fucking headshot on Kakanyemi? That was a bloody joke. Like I just can't believe how there was no call on that. No call on that play. Deliberate headshot. Almost took his fucking head off. No penalty. But Weber gets a penalty for like roughing or something. I was like, how are we on the penalty kill after all that? How? Unbelievable. What's the NHL, honestly, out of all the fucking leagues, they have the worst refs. They literally have the worst fucking refs. There's no question. These refs, they will deliberately make these fucking games about them with their fucking idiotic calls. And again, I've been a hockey fan for fucking years, decades, almost 2 decades. And I've just over the years, it just has not gotten better. These refs are a fucking joke. Not just on my Habs. I've seen it all around not just on my Habs. It's every team. Every team has gotten fucked by these refs at least once. And like personally, not just for my team, for as a league as a whole, I'm fucking sick of it. And I think a lot of hockey fans, even sports fans, could agree with me on this. I'm so fed up with this Bush League bullshit. You're supposed to be a professional sports league. Why this reffing is such abysmal, and they try to make the game about them. Like nobody goes to the game to watch the refs. Okay, like you just do your job and then you go home. You guys make a lot of money doing it for being shit at your job. Nobody comes to the game to watch you. Nobody. Don't make the game about you. Just do your job as a referee and just go home. Collect your freaking 200 fucking whatever, $400,000, whatever the fuck it is. Shove it up your nose. Nobody watches hockey for the refs. Nobody watches football for the refs. Nobody watches basketball for the refs. Soccer, baseball. Nobody watches baseball for these umps. Like, I'm so sick of it. As a sports fan, I am fed up with it. Fed up with it. And I think a lot of people can agree with me. Another thing that really bothers me too is that you see these post-game pressers and these players, these of athletes of all these leagues, hockey too, obviously, but everybody. Why is it that whenever these athletes or the coaches too, coaches, GMs, whoever these teams are calling out the refs for not doing their job properly, and they get fined or even sometimes suspended, depending on what they say. So you can't tell these guys that they're bad at their job, and the leagues completely back up these incompetent refs. Like, you got to be fucking kidding me, man. Like, it's unbelievable. You can't even tell these guys. Baseball's the worst. You can't even say one word to these fucking umpires, and they'll toss the players and managers out of the games. I don't know. It's bullshit. I'm so sick of these leagues ruining the quality of our sports because of these they back these refs and never take accountability for these assholes. And don't get me wrong, I know refs have a hard job as they do, but at the same time, don't make the fucking game about you. Don't make the game about you. Sick of it. And I think all sports fans around the world can agree on this. Anyways, this is Adrian, Project 24. Give us a like and subscribe on our channel. And hope everyone's having a great day. Happy Sunday. Super Bowl's in a week. Let's get in a good mood, guys. All right. And we're signing off.